My name is Lynthia Edwards. I'm a mixed media artist from Birmingham, Alabama, and this is my artist talk for the Good Trouble exhibit at Kentuck. I began creating, I can remember about 4 or 5 years old. I was inspired by my father. My father was a creative, and my earliest memory of him creating was as I was learning. I didn't attend preschool or daycare, and so he would create our alphabet charts and illustrate them, and also he would make our workbook pages. So I've been drawing since about 4 or 5, or basically creating since I was about 4 or 5 years old. So the pieces that I decided to exhibit are 2 quilts, and one is of Rosa Parks and it's called Civil Disobedience, and the other is titled Ya Mammy, and it is a quilt of Mammy. Um, and the quilts are basically designed to look like a quilt. However, in the centerpiece, I call myself Faith Ringgold inspired. I love her work. And so in the center of the quilts, there are paintings or portraits of those 2 women. I am new to quilting. I am so new, it's like 2 years ago. I grew up always wanting to learn how to quilt. However, my mother decided there was another path for me. So I came back to quilting just so I would have a different form to create artwork. And so I put myself in a G's Men workshop about 2 years ago, and put myself through that workshop. And when I entered that workshop, I only knew how to sew by hand, and I had no formal training at all. I didn't even know how to work a sewing machine. And in those few days, I built up enough confidence to leave there and go buy a sewing machine. And I took to quilting so fast, and wanted to create big works that I had to buy another sewing machine. And then from there, I bought another sewing machine because the quilt that I was making had gotten to like 6 feet long. And so I really needed a real sewing machine. And so that's how I got into quilting. I can remember my first experience with the civil rights movement being, I guess I was about 10 years old, and it was back when the Maya Lin exhibit had opened in Montgomery, and my father had gone down to the opening, and it was something else that was at the Southern Poverty Law Center, and he had come back with a catalog or a book, and that book, it actually had listings of the various people that were important, or the important key speakers of the actual day, as well as individuals that were icons of the civil rights movement. And there were photos in that catalog, and that was my first experience with it. When the artist speaks, people listen. And I think that as an artist, it's important to um, figure out the power that you have and your voice, so that you have the ability to influence and use it for good amongst other people. And so I think that as an artist, it's very important to utilize that power to share your gift with the world, as well as kind of, get the story out, and kind of get people thinking.